Hey survivors, how are you doing? This is Survivor Sax, and I'm going to have a couple minute talk about what to do when you're filing insurance claims in general. This will help you also, specifically, if you're filing a property and damage claim or on your body a property and damage claim, so to speak, is a cancer insurance policy, a critical insurance policy. Excuse me. So what you want to make sure you do is a few things. You want to make sure that when you're filing that claim, that you've read your policy. And a lot of those policies are pretty hard to understand what the verbiage is on them and how you're supposed to read them. So if you have any questions and you're paying an agent, that's what you're paying them for. Have them explain that to you. There's also Google, there's things you can look up on there. But if you do, make sure it's policy specific when it comes to what your annual payout might be, what your annual deductibles, or a lot of times there's cap. Things have changed. I've told people before, I was in the insurance industry before I got diagnosed and was sick, and back then things are different than they are now. There weren't caps in a lot of stuff, let's say medical or things like that, on your policy. Your homeowner's insurance, your roof, a lot of companies are having caps on those too. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit. I'm not licensed anymore once I realized I wasn't going to be able to ever do that again because of how my brain kind of gets with all the chemo over the years. I let my license go, but I still understand it. I'm not going to sell insurance. I'm not going to tell anybody this is the one and only. I'm not going to talk about securities or investment stuff because that I know I'm not supposed to do. So let's talk specifically right now. I'm working on my cancer insurance claims. And so what I'm doing right now is I know policy-wise that I have reimbursements for chemotherapies, blood products, things like that. So what I want to do is make sure that I know when my annual clock starts. A lot of these, if there are maximums a year, let's say on the chemo side that you get paid, your clock is going to start a specific time of the year and then it's going to stop. So if, let's say you have an annual max of $10,000 for chemo on the year, and you're in July, and 10,000 of that has already been reimbursed to you. Well, the second half of the year, they're not going to pay any more because you've met your annual maximum. So you can either wait and refile at the beginning of your clock. Hey, sorry, I'm trying this camera device, so it's shooting all over. I apologize. I'm a hand talker, and it's picking up my hands. But it works with my baseball too. So if I'm talking about things coaching, then the camera will follow me. But anyway, so make sure that you know what your policy maximums are. Then make sure that you've got normally EOBs or explanation of benefits from your health insurance company, which will show that they paid out to the hospitals for your treatments. Now, with that, there's normally a procedure code and basically like a payment code. And most of the insurance companies now are getting pretty hard on that. They want to know what these things are. So you'll have the EOBs or explanation of benefits from the hospital and their billing side. So call the billing side, your health insurance company. If you're not sure and you can't download them, call your health insurance company and tell them you need detail statements for those days. Now, for the hospital side, in most cases, they're going to require you have what they call a UBO4. It used to be that you would only need to show that you were in the hospital, the dates, and then your EOB from your insurance company paying out on that is all you needed for your cancer insurance policy to pay. But so many things have changed, so many companies have changed, and I hate to say this after being in the industry, but it sure seems like to me they're going to pay you, but they're making you work a hell of a lot harder to do it. So have your explanation of benefits from your health insurance company, and then have a UBO4 or detailed statement that's going to have both the procedure code and the code for whatever the hospital calls the payment side. So normally a diagnosis code, and a procedure code. A lot of companies, if you don't show that and the explanation of benefits from your health insurance company, they're not going to pay you until you get those, and you'll be going round and round and round. So if the hospital, and I learned this the hard way, is sending you just detailed statements, but not the UBO4, which has the procedure and diagnostic code on it. If your hospital sends them and has both those, fantastic. But you'll need to send that in. So get everything you need. If you can get it in PDF form or scan it up, I normally have my hospitals email it to me. So then I'm able to just download it, save it, and then submit it to the insurance company and submit both of them. And I normally do batches, so I'll do it 4 times a year. So they're not getting a crap load of stuff at one time, because a lot of these have changed. They don't have internal people underwriting this and then sending it for disbursements. They're people at home, a lot of people working out of their house, and they don't have the support that it used to be. And it quite honestly takes a lot longer nowadays. So again, I'll do more on other stuff. I don't want this to get too long, but if you've gone for your treatments and your policy enables you to get reimbursement for specific things, make sure you have the statement or the explanation of benefits from your health insurance company, and then a full detailed billing statement or the UBO4 from the hospital. And some, I had one hospital tell me that only the insurance company can request that, and that's not true. That you're paying the bill, if something happens, you've got to make sure those funds are provided to them. So you're able to have that. Sorry, I'm having a mental moment with my memory. So you've got to normally have the procedure and diagnostic codes from the hospital with that billing statement. So if you have any questions on that, make sure you check your policy first. Talk to your agent if you're confused. And then I recommend submitting the stuff directly to the insurance company. If you're in this situation where you're not very good on the computer or you need some help, find someone that can help you. If you send it by hard mail, then it takes a heck of a lot longer in most cases. Not always, but in a lot of cases. And if you don't have a cancer policy or a critical illness policy, and you are a non-diagnosed individual watching this video, I would highly recommend that you get one for yourself, even if you don't think you'll need one, because in most cases, you're going to get somebody that you know is going to get cancer, something severe, a heart attack, something like that. And I tell you, if I wouldn't have had a cancer insurance policy, I'd have been in a lot worse shape than we are now, right? Financially. So anyway, this is Survivor Sack. Stay positive. Insurance claims can get frustrating, but just hang in there. If you get them the information that they actually need, so find that out first. If you're not sure, you get it to them, and your policy covers it. They'll disperse. They'll pay you, because that's the way normally it's supposed to work, and in most cases, it does.